Welcome everybody to our event today, Relational Depth, the Client's Experience. A very warm welcome to Rosanne Knox, who's joining us today.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here, Rosanne, and a warm welcome to everybody who's joining us online. I know Rosanne and I have both been in the chat room enjoying all the fun before we got started. So although Rosanne and I can't...
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Oh, thanks for saying hello, Rosanne. So yeah, feel free to use the chat room, everybody. We're really keen to have an interactive event today, and both Rosanne and I can see the comments that are made and want to respond. Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's start tonight, Rosanne, by getting a sense of where you're located tonight in the world. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I live in London, but I live and work in London, but I'm actually in Kent today. I'm on holiday this week in a beautiful little village by the sea, and it's been a glorious sunny day today. So I'm here in the south of England, or east south of England.
That sounds lovely, and a special thank you for joining us while you're on holiday. That's very generous.
Yes, you're welcome. No problem.
So we're really excited to hear about the research that you've done around relational depth, where you've particularly looked at the client's experience. But before we get into that, could I ask you just to give us a sense of your professional background and the context that you work in, please?
Yes, sure. I'm a person-centered therapist, so I have a private practice, a small private practice. But I'm also the manager in a children's charity, managing a counselling service. So, yeah, pretty hectic working life. And that's in London.
So it sounds like it's a busy time that you've had, or that you do have
Yeah,
as part of
very.
your working life.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, counselling agency during the day and clients in the evening, sort of thing.
Wow.
I'm sure a lot of people know that kind of life.
Yeah, it seems like a kind of regular lifestyle for lots of
Yes,
therapists, I guess. Yeah.
yes.
And somehow in that you
Yeah.
managed to fit in a PhD as well.
Yes. There was a lot of late night working, I can assure you. Quite a lot of 1 and 2 in the mornings was going on.
Mm, mm. So I guess it really stretches the working day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So well, let me ask you about
Yeah.
the research that you've done that was your PhD. Could you give us a sense of the structure, kind of what the structure of the research? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It was a piece of qualitative research. So I interviewed 26 different clients. Some of whom were also therapists, but some of whom were their only experience of counselling was as clients. I just interviewed them, gave them quite long interviews about their experiences of specific moments of relational depth. This is what I was looking for. So I was looking at the client's experience and also at relational depth as an event or moment rather than the ongoing relationship.
So you were looking for particular segments of therapy, I guess, where relational depth was around.
Yes. Identifiable moments of connectedness, if they could identify any moments where they felt particularly connected or felt a depth or connectedness with their therapist, moments that stuck out for them, rather than the ongoing relationship as being relationally deep. So I was focusing on moments. Yeah.
Yeah, so distinct from the ongoing relationship. And
Yes.
I think it's interesting that you were interviewing some clients who are therapists, so they maybe have a sense of that concept, but you're also talking to some people who their only experience of therapy was as a client.
Absolutely, and that was really important because initially I was talking to the clients who are also therapists, but obviously that's not a very representative group of clients in general. So it was important to carry on and replicate the study with clients who are only clients, literally only clients, and wouldn't have heard of the concept or any of the theory.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that's interesting because we've already got a question about the research, I guess. So maybe before we get into what you found, ask you about how do you manage to ensure your rigour in qualitative research? And I guess not just speaking to clients who are therapists was part of that rigour, I guess.
It was, yes. I mean, that helped a lot. I mean, a lot of different ways. I did a kind of a grounded theory approach, and I was very careful. I looked at meaning units of all the different transcripts. The transcripts were everything was transcribed by myself verbatim. I mean, there's so many aspects of ensuring the rigour. And also the research has been substantiated a little bit by some work, for example, that Sue Wiggins has done, using some of these categories and then applying a factor analysis to it. Now, I didn't do that myself. It's nice that someone else has done that. So there's been a lot of different ways that the kind of findings have been tested out.
So that, I guess then some of the findings would be cross-referenced, I guess, with another piece of research. And
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to interviewing Sue in a few weeks, so it'll be nice to kind of get a sense of her and what she's...
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
So she's done some quantitative research, I guess, and you've done the qualitative bit on this. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And my data was audited by research supervisors, so it's as rigorous as one can hope over the period of time, really.
Yeah. So it's not a piece of work that stands alone, but it's connected to supervision, other pieces of research, and
absolutely, yeah.
And a question in the chat room whether the research can be seen anywhere are you thinking about publishing, or have you published? Or?
Yes, I have published in. There've been 3 papers. One in CPR, which was the first paper in, I think that was 2008. There is another paper in the World Association Journal, PCP. And there's been one in the Journal of Humanistic Psychology as well in 2010. So there have been 3 papers on the research published on different aspects. And it will also be in a book. There is a book by a lot of different authors, edited, which Mick, myself, Sue, who we've just been talking about, and David Murphy are editing. So it'll be in there as well. So yeah, it's pretty well disseminated.
Sounds good and accessible. Maybe we can get those links from you after the interview and email them out, I guess, so that people can. And we'll look forward to the book. Perhaps another interview on the cards. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay,
that should be next year coming out.
So that's hopefully 2012.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
that's
really
the aim at the moment.
Sounds good. So it's great to get a sense of what the research, or how the research was structured. Can you give us a sense of some of the key findings?
Yes. Well, the first thing was that clients they were able to identify moments of relational depth, which was important because, at the time I started the research, we didn't really know if they would. We knew that therapists